hope you find what you're looking for, or something, whatever he says to her, and, and she's just like, yeah. And she had pulled up Gabriel Wang's information again, and it's like, oh, who is this? Of course, we're about to find out. In the next scene, we see Gabriel Wang sitting, like, on a couch, in, like, a baby place. A baby place. The Stardust City Reproductive Health Services. And
at the baby store.
The baby
store,
a baby. Yeah, basically. And it's like the doctor's office / baby store. And it's got, like, this voice, voice telling them, about the daily specials or whatever. And one part, it says, your baby is our baby.
Yeah. I like how everything is basically, it's so, like, well, I mean, even today, I mean, if you go, like, if you're going through, like, fertility treatments or IVF, it's definitely a business. It's a big business. And even, even on this planet, it's highly commercialized, so you can only imagine how much they have to pay.
Babies crawling around, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It would have been better if it had been the dancing baby from Ally McBeal.
Oh, man, that's a deep cut.
As if Clippy wasn't a deep cut. So she's standing from far away, and we can see her, and she's kind of like, hello? And he looks up, and we find out this is Gabriel. He's her son. She kind of just dropped him and his dad and sort of ignored them after all of this Mars business because she was absolutely sure it was a conspiracy, and they have this whole thing where, he's kind of talking to her, and he's like, I wish I was happy you were here, but not really. I know you said you've changed, but I don't know it, that kind of thing. And it's really kind of sad, and you can see in her face, and she keeps saying it, and she says that she's clean, and it's like, like, for how many hours?
Yeah.
Because the last time we saw her before this, she wasn't, and the only thing that would even let her seem like she was trying to stay away from her vices is that when Rios went to light up his cigar earlier in the episode, she was like, no.
Mm-hmm.
That's
and she was like drinking tea, it looked like, or like maybe coffee. So it was like, but we've seen her, vaping something, I guess is supposed to be like a marijuana, and then we've seen her drinking, wine right out of the bottle. Like, she has hit rock bottom. She's beyond rock bottom. And, now here she is looking to reconnect with her son. Yeah, this was a real heartbreaking scene. It had its moments. It was a little tropey, but it was also sad to see. It's Star Trek. I expect the tropes,
Isn't it ironic that she's named after a child entertainer, and yet her child hates her?
No.
You're familiar with Raffi, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good. All right. That was my joke, Brooke.
That was your deep cut. Thank you. Oh, I love it. So, she says she wants to be there for her and then he says that it's a girl, so her granddaughter. And, he's not having it. The wife, girlfriend, baby's mama comes out.
Maury Povich comes out, and then they're like, you are not the father, Gabriel.
She just got this baby in the baby store. And she was like super pregnant. I'm like,
yeah, she was like 21 years pregnant. She was very pregnant.
Yes, I'm like, how is it just one? Are you sure it's just a girl and not like 3 girls and a lizard?
3 girls and a lizard. That sounds like the newest sitcom on Star Trek. 3 girls and a lizard.
So you're saying she's banging Bup on the side?
Oh my gosh, she's got a sentient reptiloid in there too.
Watch out. He can smell your lies.
Even through the womb.
Oh, God. When the mother comes out and she's about to give birth to an elephant baby, Raffi knows that she's not wanted or needed around, and she had started to like get emotional and cry and everything, but then she comes out and she's just like, oh, I just wanted to say congratulations, and she's introduced to her as his mom and all that kind of thing, and it's like, well, we're leaving, see ya. And they walk away, and it's so sad, because then it's like, what is she going to do? Oh, she's probably going to go back to the ship because she doesn't have anybody else, which we do find out that's what she does.
Well, I feel like this scene was just set up to basically the only way to restore the relationship with her son is to kind of like expose this conspiracy as the truth, and maybe that might, you know, heal that relationship, and Picard, you know, being behind this, maybe if he can, you know, come out victorious in the end, it could restore his friendship with Rafi as well, which has been torn. So
right, and that's what I was going to say when you started saying about her son, that it would probably do both, you know. So that should be an interesting character arc for her. Like, if she really can come out of this and have mended both relationships and also made her, you know,
also be like proven. Right. Yes,
yeah.
That's exactly it.
You know,
because her son is like, in his mind, her obsession with the synth attack is all tied in as part of the problem with the addiction. And it's because she was so obsessed with proving there was some big conspiracy that it broke up their family. And it's like, if she could come back to him and say, look, see, I was right, here's the proof, that could go a long way to mending, as you both have said, to mending that relationship.
At the time, he was a small child, because it was 14 years before this.
Yeah.
So, you know, he could have been, you know, as young as 6 or as old as 12, probably, you know, but that's still, any of that time would have been like a formative time for him. And then his mom not being there for him at all, or just not the way he needed her or whatever. Like, if he thought that she was paying more attention to that, like, it's even rougher on him. And
well, yeah, I think he feels like she chose something else over him. And then, and not only like, you know, that, but like also the alcohol and the drugs or whatever. So
yeah, it's sad. I hope she comes out of this. I like her.
I do too. I like her character a lot.
But I enjoy I like the conflict, though. You know what I mean? I like, I like this, and I even like the conflict between her and Picard. I felt like in previous episodes she's had some really good points as far as, like, you know, her feelings towards Picard and everything, you know. So,
well, when we first met her, she was talking about how, well, I guess the second episode, it wasn't at the end of the first episode, it's when she was talking about how he has this big fancy house, and how after that happened she lost everything. And it's kind of like, you know, did she have somebody that was on the planet? You know, did somebody die? And it's like, oh no, it was worse. She said her family just is still around, but they don't want to have any part of her because she was so obsessed with all of this. Like, to go back and watch the series again, it's like, it's even more heartbreaking now, her saying that at the beginning, because you're like, yeah, it did take everything. And it's just, you know, it's hard to see your family hurting, but also know it's your fault.
No, that's 100%, I think, what's going on in Rafi's head. Like, she doesn't want to see her son this upset, but then she's angry at herself, I'm sure, at some level, because she knows she's the cause of it. But then she's also like, couldn't you see how important this was in the grand scheme of the galaxy? But her son just thinks that she's crazy and obsessed over the thing that isn't true. So
he calls it a crackpot theory or something to you.
I think he even says like a crackpot tinfoil idea.
Yes,
like I love that in the 24th century they're still using tinfoil. Like, that's still a reference. They understand.
Well,
that's hilarious.
Maybe
to me.
It's like using a floppy disk as a save icon. It's just something people say and they don't understand.
Exactly.
I mean, I say tinfoil instead of aluminum foil or whatever, or a brand name. I say tinfoil because I am 104 on the inside.
104.
I'm as old as Gabriel's baby will be when it's born. I gotta stop laughing so hard because I'm gonna start coughing again.
Oh, all the family photos of her, she's pregnant in every single one of them.
Yeah, for years.
For years. For years.
How many kids do you have? Just the one.
She's been giving birth this entire time. That kid is just like slowly coming out.
God. Look at how uncomfortable that would be.
Oh my gosh, she's really handling it so well.
Yeah, like every once in a while the kid's head will pop out and be like, oh, not today. Going back in. like a turtle shell or something.
Turtle shell.
Kid pops out. He's using full sentences too, like talking. Like, oh shit, I hate Mondays. Just crawls right back up there.
She's gonna give birth to Garfield.
She just shoves a sandwich under her dress. You see this little hand come out and take it. There's always room for Jello. She just.
Whoa. Okay.
Sorry.
All right. So the next scene, we're back at the bar, and we see Jay is meeting with Picard. They're talking about Maddox, and then Vup. He's creepily like saying all of the pieces of Seven that are still Borg that they could sell off. Like it's like it's like that song about like my neck, my back. That song or whatever. Because he's like saying like all those kind of things. He's like her back, her spine, her chest. And I'm like, ooh, just stop it. Like, he's creeping me out. I don't like it. But at this moment, she has like this hood over her head still, and then they take it off, and Jay's like, I hoped it'd be you. Like, oh, it's more than just when, before they had left, she's like, yeah, I know who she is, and she brutally hurt former Borg just to sell off their pieces. We've been trying to get her, that's kind of all she told Picard. Then we find out that she's got, like, she knows this woman, and that, oh, Jay knows her real name. And it's Annika. It's like, oh, and they have, like, this weird kind of thing, because it's like, Jay says something about how Seven had trusted her. Was she mad about that, or was she mad that she killed... Now I forgot his name. Icheb. It's like I couldn't get the words out of my mouth. Because she, what did she say? Dissected your little friend or something like that, or like cut him up or whatever she said. It's like, it was terrible. But it's like, oh, she said something about trusting her, and it's like, she knew her name, but she'd been a kid. She'd been like a Borg since she was a kid, and it's like, oh, were they really close? Like, were they friendly?
Oh, I think this scene more than implies that there was some kind of romantic relationship.
I think there was I really feel like there was definitely some sort of relationship between them.
Holy,
And
I didn't even think about that. I seriously didn't think about that.
Yeah, I got that vibe from the scene, to be honest. Like,
I never know if I'm right or not, because I just always pick up those kind of vibes, whether they're there or not. But then somehow I don't know if someone is actually flirting with me or just being nice. So,
Oh, the same. Oh, I could watch a TV show and be like, those two were a couple and those two were a couple, right. But I can't figure it out in my own life.
Okay.
But I will say, I think that this scene, I think that there was definite vibes going on here of there was more than just we're friends. I think there was a relationship here. I think there was a romantic relationship.
Right, Jay was very like sexily talking to her kind of thing, Like,
oh yeah, like the body language, especially from Jay, told me that this is, not only did she earn her trust, but there was some real relationship stuff here. And then to find out that she used